Good afternoon. Hello. Good evening, everybody. I hope everyone is well today. Today, we will be doing a review on the Family Business New Orleans, Season 1, Episode 6, Two Sides to a Story. So, this particular episode starts out, it ended last week with Skunk getting in a truck with Big Shirley. Big Shirley telling him if he jumps out of the truck, then she's a better shot than Jean LeBlanc. Either way it go, this episode starts out with Big Shirley. She's in her truck and she's alone. She gets a call from Floyd and she lets him know that it's done. And he was telling her that he could have done it. And she was saying that it had to be her because she's the one that always let Skunk hang around. Of course, Floyd says Skunk was a scammer, a con artist. And, she's, says she had a soft spot for him. But, we're assuming that she unalived the skunk. That's the assumption. That's the presumption. Whether or not it's true, only time will tell. But based off of that, that's what I got out of that. Next, we're going to see where Marie arrives at home and she sees her husband's car. So she's worried and she calls her sister. Her sister's like, do you realize how late it is? And she was like, she understands that, but she needs her to do something for her or she gonna get offed. And so she lets her know that she has just arrived home and Jean has beat her there. And they need to come up with an excuse as to why she's been out so late. So, of course, they claim that they were together. Their alibi, or the alibi for her, is going to be that they were together and one was too drunk and one was whatever. Of course, they're not going to need this alibi because, as we know, Jean is still in jail. Either way it goes, she goes in the house. She starts calling for her husband. And the husband is not there, but Simone is. And she asks her, where's her father? Of course, Simone is asking her, where has she been? She tells her she doesn't have to answer to her. But my thing is, when this series started, I could have sworn that they said that Simone was their stepdaughter. But now it seems as though she is Marie's stepdaughter, but she's actually John's daughter. It's whatever. So anyway, she asks her where her father is. She tells her that he's in jail, and you would have known that if you had been here. Okay, next we're going to see where Prince goes to see John in jail. And while he's there, Lauren calls him and, she returns his call. And she tells him that, she wants him to take her out to authentic New Orleans restaurant. And so he tells her he got her or whatever. But after he hangs up with her, the sheriff comes out and she was like, she was told a Crescent boy was there. So she figured it would have been Saint. But of course, it's not Saint, it's Prince. And Prince asks to see John, and she lets him know that you cannot see him, but you can get in a cell beside him and you can talk to him all you want. Of course, Prince doesn't want that. She lets him know he has a hearing the next day. Then he leaves. Sheriff go to talking about how fine he is, and I'm like, man, this sheriff like us some meat. There's some black meat, don't it? Every time you look up, she try to get her black boy, or she looking at one. Anyway, we're gonna see Gabriel, and he has gotten in his feelings, and we found out Gabriel is not the nice guy that we thought he was. He's showing himself to be a crook. Even though if you had really looked in his eyes last episode, he gave a like evil look anyway, and even more so now. But he's talking to his assistant or whoever he is. Um and it's all a ploy. Now, I don't know what exactly he wants, what his real agenda is, but he wants something. We haven't figured out what he wants yet, but we know what he don't want. Well, actually, we don't know what he don't want either. He was using the fact that, I guess, shit, at this point, I don't even know if they slept together for real. But I guess eventually we'll find out. Next, we're going to see where Curtis and Marie meet up. She tells him that she can't see him anymore because, she loves her husband. Of course, Curtis tells her that, he wants her to be happy. And she tells him that he deserves someone who can be all in with him. And as of right now, she can't be. And, he understands and tells her he won't hit her up anymore. She tells him she won't call him anymore. But before she leaves, he kisses her and then she leaves. Next, we're going to see where Marquise is going to take Antoinette home. And he tells her that he won't let anything happen to her. And she tells him that she's not worried about herself because the most she's going to get is a few slaps and get knocked around a little bit. Because, evidently, we have determined that Antoinette is a whore, baby. She is a whore. She is a whore out here in these streets. So she's okay with getting her few smacks because, she done got them before. But she's like, this is what I'm going to get. But homeboy he going to unalive you. He going to take you out of here. You going to lose your life. So he was like, he can try. And she goes to talking about how the men are stubborn and he's not made of steel. The bullets ain't going to bounce off of him or whatever the case may be. And she tells him that there's no shame in running. But Marquise said, it is if your family's last name is Duncan, which lets you know that no one knows about all the killers that are in Marquise's family. They don't know about the Duncans. They don't know about them. They just know that they own this casino in New Orleans, but they don't know that gangster side of the family. They don't know nothing about them. They just think they all professional, people that own this casino. So they feel like they're going to be able to push up on them and get what they want. Little do they know it's some straight up murkers up in this joint. The whole family is murkers. They don't even know it. They don't even know it. So it is what it is. So next we're going to see where Prince is telling Lauren that he caught his brother's wife cheating on him. Little does Lauren know that he's talking about he caught the wife cheating with her cousin. She doesn't know that part. So she's telling him that he needs to tell his brother what happened. And he was like, well, you don't know my brother. He's ill. You don't know the people you talk to because she won too. But Prince don't know that. All he sees is with Lauren and she won too. You just don't know. And the people that you trying to have your brother, because he just go off of raw emotion and just do stuff as if there ain't other people out here that'll unalive you too. He don't know that. And he's surrounded by these people that he don't even know. Because you got old crazy Uncle Larry that is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And Lauren is his daughter. It's a hot mess. Anyway, the next scene we're going to see is Marie and Curtis. And they get in their freak on. They get in there. And I'm like, hold up. Then y'all little ninjas tell us a couple of scenes ago where y'all was through. Y'all wasn't gonna bother the other one anymore. You was gonna let her be happy. She was gonna let you be happy, only for y'all to end up in the bed again. What's up with it? Then, of course, Curtis asked her, hey, well, she asked him what time it was. So he was like, hey, you ready for round two? Homegirl said she got to go. She can't do round two. She ain't about that life, baby. She got to go. She got to go. And I don't know why she ain't this. Let her tell it. Old Jean LeBlanc ain't been giving her no in a while. So, you could have went for it, girl. Whatever. The next thing we're gonna see is Sebastian and Saint. And I was like, dang, Sebastian got him a new set of twins. He got him some black twins, baby. He got him some new twins. Because they killed the little white twins. So now he got him a set of black twins. He gonna keep him some women protecting him, boy. He ain't gonna have no men protecting him. Sebastian is gonna keep him 2 female twins. He gonna keep him a set of twins to protect him. Because hey, I guess that's what he about. But anyway, we find out during this scene that Sebastian knew that we found out on this scene that Pierre and Saint were in a partnership with each other to do a little side hustle. And of course, Jean LeBlanc is in the dark about that. So we don't know what's going to pop off. So we don't know if Saint and his brother Pierre was trying to take over, the business. Because now we know Pierre didn't off himself. That we do know. The question is, who did it? Was it Saint? It was somebody. Somebody did it. Shoot, it could have been Dr. Nah, it wasn't Skunk, because Skunk came about that life. But somebody did it. And hopefully as the season progresses, we'll get closer and closer to pinpointing who we think it is. But somebody did it. Because that man ain't just off himself. But at the same time, he didn't off himself. But from what I saw, the Duncans didn't do it either. But I digress. Of course, Saint lets Sebastian know, he expects him to keep his mouth closed because, he got a bigger deal out of the situation. And, he acted like he was going to get aggressive, but so the twins drawed on him. Shoot, twins said, hey. But of course, Sebastian is like, it's no need to be violent. He gonna keep his mouth closed. It is what it is. So that's that. Next, we're gonna see Gabriel. I'm sick of Gabriel at this point. He goes to see the mirror. As we know, the mirror is already a crook. We already know the mirror is a crook. And Gabriel goes in there lying to the mayor, talking about, he's friends with Big Shirley and she's a private person and she got all this pride and he's trying to help her, but she won't tell him what's going on. So the mayor goes to running his mouth, talking about the farmers and how they are keeping up all this noise about the ordinance because they're talking about the loud noise. Remember the white guys that was in the first episode when they talking about they killed the bull that was part of the family? Anyway, Gabriel take his little punk ass to see those people after the mayor done ran his big ass mouth. So he goes to see the people and comes back to see Big Shirley with an envelope and some roses. And he gives her the envelope, lets her know that he's purchased the land from the farmers and, he's there to help her or whatever. Of course, she's not down for it. She ain't too happy about it. And they, when he first got there, she told them to go get DJ. And instead of them going to get DJ, somebody went and got Floyd Mo. Floyd comes in and he beats his ass. He beats his ass. Even though this is how the episode is, I'm just, jumping over a scene, but Lord beat that man ass. But before I finish telling that part, we're going to see when Marie go back to Floyd Voodoo Lady. And she tells her that, in the cards, it's saying that she pretending to love her life, but there's trouble that is brewing and that her crossroads are destined to meet, which are basically Curtis and John LeBlanc. They will be destined to meet. So she runs up out of there because, of course, she got to get to the courthouse because they are having the bail hearing set for today, which is where we end up at. So we're at the bail hearing and the prosecution is asking for no bail. Of course, the defendant is asking for bail. They just let him know he got all these charities. He's working with all these people. He's a pillar of the community. And, the prosecutor is talking about, he got all these gang ties, crime organization, whatever the case may be. Okay. The judge is like, against her better judgment, she will grant bail, and she grants it at $100,000, as if that was something that was going to be hard for them to come up with. Either way it go, he is now free. They're having a party celebrating his freedom. And we found out that Prince has fucked Simone, which is John's daughter. John, he asked where his wife was. Of course, the daughter is like, your wife's too bougie to come into a place like this. You'll see her later. Okay, cool. So Prince goes to talk to John to tell him about the fact that he shows him the video where he caught Antoinette screwing Marquise. And John is like, you're going to keep your mouth closed and he's going to handle this. So what he does is take his phone and he asks, is there another copy? Tells him, no, there's no other copy. He takes the video from Prince's phone, sends it to his phone, then deleted it off Prince's phone. And then he's like, okay, now he's the only one with a copy. Since you no longer have this, keep your mouth closed and let me handle this. And he was like, all right, let's party. Okay, go party. John turns around and, of course, he says, fuck. That this is a bunch of bull, because, old boy don't mind offing somebody, because they was like, he just did old boy how he did in the public. Ain't no way you going to be able to do that to somebody like Marquise and it not have some drawbacks. So they're going to have to figure out how they're going to handle this. And so with that being said, he's thinking that they're going to end up owning the blues, because we're going to see where he's telling her, because we'll see where Marie and Jean is having a conversation, and he ends up giving her this big ring, telling her he wants to make her happy and make all her dreams come true. And evidently it looked like a blue diamond or whatever. And she was like, you trying to say, because evidently she had been saying it's so much that she could do with the blues. And so she's like, so you trying to tell me this means what it said? I mean, he said it means I'm going to make all your dreams come true. So evidently they think at some capacity that they're going to get the blues. I don't know how that's going to play out, but we will see if he gets the blues. I don't see that happening without a fight. A big one at that. But anyway, where the scene is where Floyd is beating Gabriel's ass, and Gabriel turns around and says, after they finally pull Floyd off of him, and says, he's gonna sue all of y'all are my witnesses. He threatened me, or whatever the case may be. So now Big Shirley is like, okay, we can go out. And he was like, huh, really? Because, she wasn't interested in going out with him at all until Floyd brought his ass out there and whooped his ass. So to keep him from suing her brother, she has decided to sacrifice herself and go on a date with him. And Mo is like, I can't believe you're really going on a date with him. And she's like, well, I told you to get DJ and not Floyd. And with that being said, y'all got Floyd out here, and Floyd don't whoop the man ass. And to keep us from getting sued, I'm going out with him. But anyway, that is basically how the episode ends. So with that being said, that is it, and that is all. And please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Drop down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about this series, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.